Today we're going to talk about two fantastic pieces of software. The first one is Logic Pro. You all know Logic Pro is a very great tool for the Macintosh, very popular amongst creative users. And the second one is Maschine, which is a software from Native Instrument, which is also hardware from Native Instrument. It's a very good and cool sampler, which also has some sequencing capabilities. What we want to do today is to use the sequencing and the automation and the routing from Logic and just do some sampling and some MIDI editing from within Maschine. Let's start a new project. I already have a project loaded here, but it doesn't matter. Any project you can start in the way you want. And then add a new track and then select as instrument Maschine, which is under Instruments, Native Instrument, Maschine, and create a new track just like this, right? And it's routed like usual, output 1+2. This opens your Maschine editor. Now from here, if you want to play around with Maschine, right? You know, this is the way it's sequencer, so you add your sequences here from the sound, you load any kit you want, right? Let me load a random kit. Okay, nice. So we have a kit loaded and now all of this has converted into a special sample for us. And now if you want to start editing, you have to start play from here because the playback is controlled from Logic. Create a new pattern, so double click here. And this will give you a pattern which is continuously playing here. Now you can add notes, just click, this is our kick. And then we can add a snare. And maybe we can add another kick. And then maybe a close hi. And this is just our rhythm going. If you stop the playback from Logic, this stops from playing. Very nice. Now the point is that this will play, anywhere. Because this playback, these MIDI events are controlled from within Maschine. Now if you want to control the events from Logic but still use this software, let me show you how to do it. The first thing you want to do is to click on this small icon with like a volume knob control and then go to group here, right? And then what you want to click is here, input. So again, this small icon here, like a volume knob, group, and then input. And then you are in the MIDI tab. And in the routings, instead of off, right, which is the default mode, you select the key mode to drum kit. This will allow you to control this track from any MIDI device you have. So for example, now I have a complete, for example, here I have a complete M32 keyboard. And now I can trigger the events from here, right? Which is very nice. But now we have also the possibility to enter these events here from the notation editor. But let's say I still want to use this very nice sequencer from within Maschine, right? So let's say I like to write my events here. What you can do, which is really cool feature, you have these two small icons here, one on the left and one on the right. And so what you do, you drag this into, as I'm doing here, into Logic. And I just say like, no, I'm fine with the tempo of this track. Now this has tracked in your MIDI events, right, from Logic. The second option you have is this small icon here. If you drag it in, this will export the audio rendered from this Maschine instance. The difference is that this will still play back from Maschine and this one is instead a new audio track that is completely rendered, right? So very nice. And now, if you play again, as I said, anywhere from the song, as I said, this Maschine instance keeps on spitting out MIDI events because it's controlled by this sequencer here. And this might be a problem because we want to control from here, from Logic, what event is played and when. So the next thing you have to do is click on the pattern here to disable the pattern playback. So that now if I hit play here, nothing comes out of the audio track, but here and here, I have my respectively MIDI events and audio event coming out of the sound card. What I like about the MIDI event is that you can edit after the fact. So this is still playing from this Maschine instance. So if I say I want the kick to be much louder, I can While this one, being a render track, you don't have this ability. So this is already rendered and recorded, and you cannot do anything in Machine anymore. So I much like this MIDI option much more. Plus, if you still have the pattern here, so if you want to go back to the pattern and make edit, you can still re-enable it and change it from here. And now, however, let's make use of Logic capabilities. So now this MIDI track rendered from Machine, if I drag it into this instrument 2, which I already prepared, is going to some very nice delay and echoes and reverb. So let me show you what I mean. So when you route it in Logic, you have this capability to add in effect, adding stuff. You can also do it from here. It has some basic effects built in, but this is much more advanced what you can do in Logic. So this is why the integration of the two software is really nice. And now let's hear what you can do with all of these enabled. So we can hear the song here, like some guitar, right? And let's say I want to add these MIDI events that I just created here. So I can just do it like this, right? I have already a new Machine track which is more like suited with the right sounds and everything. And you hear my Machine events playing on top of the other track. So let's hear the finished track and see what we can do with this very nice integration of the two softwares. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoy getting this quick look at how to integrate the two softwares together in the best way, Logic Pro and Machine. And as you see, they play very nice together. This is Machine 2. And as always, if you like the video, leave me a like, subscribe, leave me a comment, whatever you want to do. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.